Today is Saturday and we're going to one of the best places in London. You know what? I really like painting on Saturdays. Normally I paint on Sundays, which means then I don't have a time for recovery, straight to work. On Monday for the last 2 years, I've painted on Sundays only in Shoreditch. Right, so I have my tea. Well, I'm waiting for Steve to open up the spot. What's been going on in Penge for the last couple of years is pretty amazing. It's become one of the most popular street art spots in London, and all kudos to Steve from London Calling Block, who keeps inviting me here. This is my 20th mural in Penge. Check the playlist here. Pretty much everybody has painted in Penge, all the biggest names in street art in UK and beyond. And here's the legend, the man himself helping me out. As always, much appreciated. Hello, Steve. This is back of Penge, right? I've left my drone at home. So I just came back from Poland. So cue the drone shot from the previous video. Straight into it. You can't tell what it is, so let us go to the folding station and see what's creasing for today. I had the idea for this wall for a while. However, it was intended as a one-day piece. I didn't know I would end up painting it in Penge, so it needs to be fairly simple. After years of painting standalone origami models, in the last 2 years, I've been focusing on telling better stories by building scenes. I'm using a hot glue gun to fix the paper clips in place. I'm snipping away the excess blobs of hot glue to make it neat and clear. It's taking me a few tries to position the paper clips in place. The model is looking up, trying to reach this stationary choice morsel. The color palette for today is easy. It's simply leftovers from one of the previous murals. Can you tell what these paper clips are in shape of? The lighting of the model is very soft. The top light is falling directly on the floppy ears folded up. But I think the transition is too subtle. My artistic intuition is telling me that's not it. It's getting late. With little confidence, I'm deciding to make it right on the wall. This might be a big mistake. I've been really struggling with getting the right balance of the color, the transition from blue to the paper to be as subtle as possible. I'm fiddling with things that probably I cannot translate into spray paint. That's my problem. I'm looking at it as a photographer too much, usually forgetting I'm not able to translate it 100%. So there's a moment when you need to say, this is it. Any guesses? And now? I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It seems that in each and every single video I say the same phrases. I'm going to make it a one-day piece. I want to be done by 6. Hold me accountable to 6 p.m. Let's do this. Right, so I'm halfway through, done all the greens. Actually, it took me an hour and a half. Some neat detail here, like these lines. And if you haven't noticed, Just I folded it out of squared paper. Square paper. This nose being most tricky, as you have two square lines on the folds on the nose, and there are three sources of light. You even have some blue catch light here, so I'm very proud of it. Like, people really don't pay attention to a back, leg or a tail because the piece is narrative. The dog is looking up, right? So the first thing people subconsciously do, they look up to the focal point of the piece, which is the nose and the thingy hanging over there. So really happy with this. I can relax now. I never relax. I'm stressed. I'm anxious. This tail took me half an hour. As you can see, there are no square lines here, so it was quite easy, but the transition of three sources of color light is very subtle. And what I figured out to speed up my work, I'm getting better at organizing myself while painting. I actually numbered my paint according to model of chart. Sometimes when you paint with so many colors, you just forget the order, forget the tones, and instead of trying to look at the name of the color, which is usually covered with overspray anyway, I have a pen with me. I'm marking them as I go. So it helps me to understand the color transition and make the right color choices, as you can correspond the increasing numbers with the darker tones of certain color. That makes the whole process simply quicker. As I'm painting this section, my artistic intuition is really eating me away. I should have lit this ear differently. It is 4 o'clock and I've finished the dog. Super rushed. I found it really difficult. And even though I've been studying it for the last couple of days, I still don't understand exactly what's happening here, especially with the blue light. From the top, you get white light. That's why this ear is exposed to the top light, right? Same as the legs. As I was working on it, I wasn't super happy with the reference. My work is difficult in that manner that in my reference photos, you think you might be understanding the lighting, but it's sometimes the transitions and the shades are so subtle, it's not very straightforward and I get confused myself. First thing, I finished the dog. Second thing, this place closes in 2 hours. Either I rush, I would have to come back for the photos tomorrow anyhow, or take it slow and come back tomorrow to finish it off. Well, need to fix this because it's again a mess. This is it. I really wanted it to be a one-day piece. I'm going to make it a one-day piece. Hold me accountable to 6 p.m. The sun came out. It doesn't matter for me because I'm painting downstairs anyway. I'm really enjoying the fact that I don't need to rush. Thoughts on my piece, I tried to work it out. What I'm not happy with is this ear, right? So when you see the reference photo and when you see the piece I painted, it makes complete sense. But most of the people visiting the car park here have no this context. They're seeing my work for the first time. The white ear doesn't make sense. It's flipped up, right? Can you see? So I'm kind of very conscious about it. the paper clips are done. I'm really happy about the string. These paper clips are the focal point of the piece. So in a context with a dog, it's a bone paper clips. Do you get it? As you've just seen, I spent some time on perfecting the dog. I focused here on adding some details, these subtle colors. I brought them out. As much as I don't like the original reference, lighting, as I just said so many times in this video, I think I made the most of it. Origami, give a dog a bone is finished. Fantastic 2 days here in Penge, and it was supposed to be a one-day piece. I'm going to make it a one-day piece. Hold me accountable to 6 p.m. Shout out to London Calling blog for inviting me yet again. You can find the playlist of all the pieces I painted here. I wouldn't be myself if I didn't put too much pressure on myself with my origami references and photography. Anyhow, I think it's a very good lesson to listen to my intuition. But I think I've rescued it to the best ability. What do you think? When I was working on it at Folding Station, I already had a hunch that the blue is too much, too intense, but I ignored my artistic intuition. Never ignore your artistic intuitions, and it will save you all this frustration and stress. And I think the winning bit of this piece is its narration. Come on, give a dog a bone. Very happy with the detail and the string I painted. I think I should be painting more strings. Despite all, very happy. Happy dog, happy Mark. My name is Airborne Mark. I'm passionate about painting paper, and as always, origami riots, folding all day, every day, and I'm out. I'm not going to burn anything here. Health and safety, health and safety.